So, where's the suggestion box for teaching? For what to teach our kids? Because I got a couple suggestions, you know what I'm saying? Hear me out, okay? Hear me out. Math after 9th grade should be an elective. If that's something that you are going to need in whatever endeavors that you're going to be trying to pursue, then you can sign up for it. But obviously, like K through 9th, then I think that you should have math and like those basic skills. Science should also be an elective. Reading and writing should be a class together. There's a lot of things that kids are not taught at home, like boundaries, budgeting, self-regulation. I think self-regulation should be a part of health. Should be taught in health. Like, things to how to regulate and self-regulate your nervous system. Practices that help with that. Holistic healing. Making it mandatory in health classes to have the self-reflection journals, that have all sorts of stuff like 1 through 10, your emotions that day, what, like, things that you learned yesterday, what was good, what could you have done better. And some of them have like daily dares of like something to just uplift you and like goofy fun stuff and put you out of your comfort zone. And those things like that should be mandatory. Psychology should be huge for kids too, like what to look out for. Social skills, social cues. Learn about like family patterns and self-awareness. Also in the relationship class too, like how to learn body language with, parents, our spouses, just people in general, certain body language and cues, so that instead of like going straight into things, when you see those certain cues, acknowledge and be like, so do you need space? Or do you need comfort? Do you need advice? Like, that way we know how to handle things. Projections, body language, intuition, and like learning how to use your own intuition. Certain like basic skills, how to be adaptable, the balances of duality and what that looks like, and discernment. And you think, yeah, well, they should be learning these things at home, but the thing is that we know that the teachers are for sure going to teach our kids something, right? They're there to, that's what they get paid for. And we rely too much on the parents to teach our kids, these skills. But the thing is that's just not happening, right? And someone needs to teach our kids these things, because we're not always self-aware of our own stuff as parents, and have those classes be mandatory. And in one of them, the human behavior, like teaching our kids how to redirect themselves and immediately, like in situations, so that they don't subconsciously take on projections and burdens that don't belong to them, and just showing them what that looks like. And there's just so many things that really, really could benefit our kids. And as adults, they're literally the next generation, right? There's what's going to make the world spin. And so it's so important that they learn these things. And it can be a lot of pressure to learn from parents. And another thing, like self-awareness and just all of those things, mental health, how to see past illusions, and just things that could have really, 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 really benefit the world and the next generation and make the life go around. And like I said, them learning these things too, like by modeling that, their parents will learn too, right? And that's what we need. If we can't teach our kids because we're not self-aware, then our kids can teach us, right? Certain human skills and like mannerisms, like opening the door for old people, and just like humanitarian classes, and manners. The thing is too is when they're being taught these things and their parents weren't taught these things, it can actually help them also by doing these things, teaching and guiding their parents too, and be that guide and that teacher. Because honestly, our kids teach, if we allow, like, our kids teach us just as much. I know my daughter teaches me so much, and she teaches me the more, like, when I try to remember to nurture, the more she nurtures me, the more I nurture her, the more she nurtures me back, and it heals things that I didn't know need healed. It helps me to be a good mother, and learning our why and what that looks like, not putting ourselves in a box to be just one thing, and teaching how to be a free thinker and be an entrepreneur, and how to regulate your nervous system, what that looks like for you. There's so many things that we could be taught that would really, really help us in life and help us to teach others and help us to be patient with others, and really be a guiding light for others that weren't learned, because there's so much pressure on parents to teach stuff when they weren't learned that themselves, right? So if no one's teaching those things, then how are we supposed to learn to be better and be self-aware when there aren't regular classes to show you those things? And the best way to do it is somebody who's already teaching our kids anyways, right? Like, that's what I think. So where's the suggestion box? And if we got any other suggestions, like, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the real shit. Let's talk about the real shit. You know what I'm saying?